I have been operating in the southwestern region of Zimbabwe now for near on 15 years. Specialty in leopards. The western edge of the Matopos National Park is famed for its leopard populations and also for cattle killing leopards of the Matopos region. A very interesting area made up of different land categories. We have communal land, private area, most of which, if it's not subsistence cattle ranching amongst the local communities, we have small-scale cattle ranches with private farmers. Everybody in that line of work faces challenges. Predators in this region, mostly spotted hyenas and leopards. The human population is obviously growing, hunting areas becoming less and less. The knock-on effects from human growth is quite evident in some of these communal hunting areas where people operate. In order for those areas to exist, humans and wildlife have to coexist. It's up to us as hunting and conservationists in those areas to come up with different, unique ideas to try and tackle the problems at hand in those various areas. Far too often people are told, don't retaliate, don't kill the things that are killing your livestock, that are killing your livelihood. And it's, if you look at it from a local African's point of view, it's not fair. It's not fair. So we decided to get proactive and to find a different way of tackling it. We, for the last few years, have been putting together an idea project that we got off the ground in 2020. Thanks to the pandemic, it gave us a little bit of time to actually get on the ground and spend a lot of time implementing and playing with different ideas. What we came up with was a pilot project called Isibaya Leopard Conservation Project. Focuses directly on communities that are affected by predators.
The word Isibaya is a Zulu Ndebele word for kraal. The name suggests that we are saving the leopard by keeping a healthy kraal for the farmer. By concentrating on the farmer's kraal, we are eradicating the need from the farmer to go after the leopard and other predators, not just the leopard, but other predators as well. So that's how we came up with the concept and the name.
With the main predator being leopard, and that's where our main focus was, we started a project that revolved around dealing with the communities one-on-one. We decided as a hunting organization to put together a project that would deal with individuals on the ground that have been affected. So typically what would happen in a rural African setting, the guys take their cattle out, they go into grazing lands. Naturally, it becomes easy prey for leopards and hyenas, especially if the cattle are left out and are not herded correctly. So you end up with animals and livestock being killed. The most common thing is retaliation. You end up with a situation where the villagers immediately want to retaliate. They want immediate gratification that that animal is not going to be killing any of their livestock again. They do that in a way of either putting out wire snares, gin traps. Here we have a classic example of what happens when people's livestock are killed. This is a young calf being killed by a hyena. They've made a boma around it, left a walkway, and this is what happens to the hyena. Jump! Traps, using poison, sometimes even chasing them down with their local dogs and catching them and then killing them. So the Isibaya Conservation Project revolves around the replacement of livestock.
So we decided to come up with this project that will create a kind of a win-win situation whereby the predator is saved from the farmer, because the farmer, we convince the farmer that we will give him back whatever livestock he would have lost to the predator.
We wanted to create something that one day be self-sustaining. It would initially need to get some funding in to get established. With the help of Mangwe Rural District Council, they've given us about 35,000 hectares that we can utilize. We would then raise funds to buy in a breeding herd of cattle, goats and sheep.
Our aim was to raise a standing herd of 400 goats, 400 sheep, and about 700 cake.
And the offspring from those animals that would then be utilized in the replacement programs. We would hopefully get to a stage where the herd would grow. We would end up breaking even with the amount of animals that are killed every year, with the amount of births we have. And when we reach that stage, everything that's born thereafter can be utilized, sold, to generate income to put back into the project. And so the project would be able to grow on its own.
We have also managed to create a lot of awareness around wildlife, especially predators. In the early stages, when we started the project, people seemed to view these wild animals as pests, something that needed to be eliminated. Now they no longer view them as such, but they view them as animals that have a right as well to live, just as every other animal has a right to live.